Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is October 25th, 2024 and tomorrow is the long-awaited day as Barcelona will play El Clasico match against Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. And as such, today's video will be covering that match where we're going to talk the 3 reasons why I think Barcelona have a good chance at winning this match. And we're also going to cover Hansi Flick's pre-match press conference. We have a lot to discuss. So let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure to hit the Goal Kits, Kickback, or Fanatics. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure to hit the Bet Us. All links are down below in the description. Now let's begin this video by discussing tomorrow's match as Barcelona are set to play El Clasico at Santiago Bernabeu. And for the first time in a very long time, I feel very confident ahead of this match. For the first time, I think Barcelona have a great chance at winning and a great chance at competing. Now, don't get me wrong, Barcelona could still lose tomorrow's match because after all, that happens. Losing is part of the sport. And when you play against a big club like Madrid, losing is still a possibility. But nonetheless, I'm still very confident that Barcelona will be able to compete. And I'm going to tell you my 3 reasons why I'm feeling very confident. Now, the first reason, of course, is the impact of Hansi Flick that he has had on the team. I think we cannot deny it. We can all see it. That ever since Flick arrived in Barcelona, he has completely transformed the squad. He has injected in the squad a form of discipline, belief, and more importantly, winning mentality. And thanks to Flick's tactic, the team has also been able to stay composed under pressure and adapt to the situation, something that we haven't seen in previous seasons, where when Barcelona were pressed or when Barcelona were scored against, the team would completely fall apart. But that's no longer the case. When Barcelona are under pressure, they stay composed, they adapt to the situation, and when they are not under pressure, well, we all saw what they are capable of doing. Now, the second reason why I feel very confident about tomorrow's match is, of course, the confidence and momentum that Barcelona currently have, because under Hansi Flick's tactics, we now have a lethal attacking trident with the goals of Lewandowski, the creativity of Lamine Yamal, and the work rate of Rafinha. These 3 have become the most lethal trident in Europe, and as such, I'm very confident with our attacking prowess that we're gonna have tomorrow. And it doesn't stop there, because thanks to Hansi Flick and his tactics, we also have an amazing pairing of center backs with Iñigo Martinez and Pau Cubarsí, which thanks to their skills and ability, they allow Barcelona to press high up without sacrificing their defensive solidity. Again, something that Barcelona was not known for in previous seasons, because whenever Barcelona were caught with their lines pretty high up, the opposing teams would be able to do a lot of damage, but not now, thanks to these 2 amazing defenders that we have in the back, making sure that Barcelona can press high with plenty of confidence and without having to worry about getting caught with their pants down. And finally, the third reason is Real Madrid's injury woes. As we know, Rodrigo is injured and he will not play El Clasico match. And without Rodrigo's attacking prowess, Barcelona will definitely, Real Madrid will definitely feel the difference. And then there is Carvajal, who without his defensive solidity will leave Real Madrid's right flank vulnerable for Barcelona to unleash attacks. And then there is the injuries of David Alaba, who will also affect Madrid's defense. And finally, Courtois, who will also miss El Clasico match. And even though Lunin has done well in the past, of course, he is no Courtois. So I think that will play in Barcelona's favors. And these are the 3 reasons why I feel very confident about Barcelona's chances tomorrow. I want to hear your reasons, so let me know down below in the comments section. Now, speaking of tomorrow's match, during training Today, Hansi Flick was seen taking Lamine Yamal to the side, having a private conversation with him for several minutes. And of course, that begs the question, what did Flick tell Lamine? What did they talk about? Does Flick have a special plan for our Barcelona starlet? Of course, we are going to have him wait and see tomorrow to see what Flick has prepared for Lamine Yamal. But one thing the press is talking about is maybe Flick was trying to boost Lamine's confidence, because after all, he has been seen frustrated in recent games because his inability to score, which, let's be honest, I am not too worried about it, because so far Lamine has scored 5 goals and provided 7 assists, and with the magic he's been displaying on the field, I'm not too worried whether he goes into a goal drought, because after all, his assists are more than plentiful. But nonetheless, that could have been the reason why Flick pulled Lamine to the side, maybe to give him a confidence boost, or maybe to give him a special plan for tomorrow's match. Now, speaking of Flick, of course, we do have to talk about the pre-match press conference, because the German coach discussed several topics, including whether he will continue employing Barcelona's high defensive line in the face of the artillery that Madrid have, in the face of their pacey attackers like Vinicius and Mbappe. And well, this is what the German coach had to say. We have different ideas in our approach. Against Bayern, we realized that we had to improve certain things. In this case, we will have to adapt to Madrid. There are always players who go very fast. Now we are playing Madrid, who are a very prepared team, but I trust my team because they are doing great. I like to see how we went up after the 1-1 draw against Bayern. That's the example of what we are doing well, with more possession and more confidence. That's the key to keep moving forward and adapting to different situations. So Flick answering the question about the high defensive line, that yes, he will do it. And not only that, but doubling down by saying we have to improve on it. And I think that's exactly what the team needs to do. If you know how to do something, you continue doing it, you perfect it, you improve upon it, you don't change it, because if you're going to change your style of play every single match, you're never going to perfect any of your styles, because in order to perfect the style, you have to do it time and time again. And plus, if you decide to change your style in the last minute before a match, guess what? It's not gonna work out, because you cannot learn a new style in 2 days of training. That's impossible. So the right decision is to continue employing the high defensive line. It has been working, and it worked against Bayern, so it should work against Real Madrid as well. Now, Hansi Flick was asked about the fact that Madrid had an extra day of rest because they played the Champions League on Tuesday while Barcelona played on Wednesday. And this is what the German coach had to say. At the end of the day, this can't be changed. They played on Tuesday and we played on Wednesday. Everyone does their own thing. The players will know how to adapt. So in traditional Flick way, he tells it as it is, as always. No excuses. When he's asked about referees, when he's asked about injuries, it's always the same. It doesn't matter, because you cannot worry about the things you can't control. Injuries, calendar, referees, that's something you cannot control. The only thing he can control is how the team performs, and therefore that's the only thing he's concerned with, which is as Cruyffism as it gets, because Cruyff always said that he didn't care about refs, he didn't care about anything else. He only cared about what he could control. I think that that's the best thing Flick can do. And honestly, that's the best thing any of us can do in our lives. That's not only a great sport advice, but it's also a great advice for life, because why would you cry and worry and moan about something you can't control? Focus on what you can control, and things will go a lot better. And now, speaking of things you can't control, Flick was also asked about Real Madrid TV, because as I told you during the podcast, Real Madrid TV have already mounted a campaign against tomorrow's referee, Sanchez Martinez, trying to insinuate that he has a relationship with Barcelona because he attended some courses back in the day given by Negreira. And well, this is what the German coach had to say. I didn't know. I don't think it's right that this is done. I think the referees do a great job. It's a very difficult, their job. I have never had any problems with them. We have to focus on the performance, never on the referee. Again, we have to focus on the performance, never on the referee. If there is an action that is not clear, it is checked, and that's it. So again, Flick doubling down. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about the excuses. He doesn't care about the referees, about what Real Madrid TV are doing, about the calendar, about the injuries. All he's worried about is how the team performs, because that's the only thing he can control. And as such, why worry about things that you cannot control? Flick is not here to make excuses, ladies and gentlemen. Flick is here to put in work. Now, Flick was also asked about the offside trap that Barcelona have been employing to perfection during the season. And while this is what the German coach had to say, a lot of coaches look at this. It's our philosophy. The idea is to press as hard as possible with and without the ball. We have to get closer and closer, be a compact unit, and not leave spaces, because when we leave gaps between the lines, it's not good. Against Bayern, we did great. Of course, it's not easy to train this. We will have to adapt the training sessions to this kind of game. The players have adapted very well to these new changes in training. So Flick, while talking about the offside line, saying, hey, it's part of our style. It's part of our game, because the reporters trying to insinuate that Barcelona have been abusing this. And that's not abusing anything. That's part of the style. If you're going to press up high, you have to defend with the offside trap. Otherwise, you're going to be constantly get caught in counter attacks. And finally, Flick was asked about Lamine Yamal and also about any conversations he might have with, because as I told you a few moments ago, he was seen talking to Lamine during practice. And while this is what the German coach had to say, I always talk to the players. As I always say, we have a very good team. Lamine is an exceptional player who is doing very well, but so is Cubarsí. When you see what he is doing at 17 years old, we need them all at their best for tomorrow. Especially for the Bayern game, we wanted him to press Davies, because when they were attacking down the flank, he was important. We were pleased to see that he did what I asked him to do, using the space to perfection. You could see that in the game against Bayern. Although it is also very important for us that he can improve in defense. The times we have for him, he is fulfilling them to perfection. So Flick praising Lamine Yamal for being able to do whatever Flick asks him of. And of course, I don't think there's much more I can say, because we all know what Lamine Yamal is capable of, especially after what we saw he did to Alphonso Davies. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. We'll be uploading another video. Yes, a second video. Plus, in addition to the podcast I did earlier today, which if you haven't seen yet, make sure to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, Visca Barça.